is true. Now, you know.
I think you look younger now than when I met you.
Really?
Yeah.
You're so full of it.
I'm like,
I love you.
I was like, please model for me. Oh, so on that subject, tell me about your modeling history before we worked together. I know you did some stuff.
Oh gosh, I did a few things when I was in high school. Which in high school that was more based around the school plays that I was in. So, which was funny to me. They always cast me as the villain. I was always the bad guy in the plays. And
I can see that.
So we did some fun shoots that were like, it wasn't a whole lot, which my mom and my dad especially, he had some of these blown up. It really made me feel like, oh my goodness, like, I'm kind of gorge. In Cinderella, I ended up playing a stepsister one year, and then I was the evil stepmother the following year.
Moving up.
And then in The Little Mermaid, I was so excited because I was like, done, in the bag.
And then you got cast as Guppy.
Give me a plastic fork. I'll comb this hair all day long. Like, let's do the darn thing. And they cast me as Ursula. I was like, oh,
like, fuck.
And I sing so pretty and everything. So, but no, did that, and then, and as an adult, had a couple of photographers that I started working with after I got divorced. Actually, well, separated. So this was 12, 13 years ago, right before I started at the studio, and had a couple of photographers that I worked with then. And it was more, one of them was for a clothing line that I can't even remember the name of now. And then the other one was just someone that he was really trying to get his portfolio together himself. And he was like, great, I'll take pictures of you. And I was like, great, I have some great pictures of myself. Awesome. And did that for a while. And there's another photographer that I worked with about 10 years ago that I'm working with now again as well.
Nice.
And he does more. He does a lot of fetish shoots. He does a lot of that sort of thing. But he doesn't do actual video as you do, and so he does more just still shots. But I try to keep it with him. You know, he's always like, okay, that looks great. Now where's your nipple? I'm like, no, the nipple's gonna stay.
Let me check.
And it's gonna stay right there. Yes. Oh, there it is, right here. It's gonna stay in there. But so it's a little bit more of implied nudity, sensuality over sexuality, sort of thing. Very sexy stuff. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Please share whenever.
Yes,
you feel you're like about that.
No, I definitely. No, he's sent me some that he's edited, and I'm like, oh, is that? Oh, that's me.
Where are the nipples? Although we've known each other about 10 years, it took me a long time because I had a lot of my own shyness to work through. Because like, I've had this particular interest for as long as I can remember, but I've always been very private about it. And it wasn't until about 10 years ago that I started even like telling other people about it. And even when I told people, it was people I didn't know that well, and then I could cut off if I need to.
Yeah.
Fast and easy. So I was really reluctant to tell people that, because I mean, we used to see each other about every day. So and we have a lot of friends in common. So it was probably about 2 years ago, I think, that I first floated the subject to you. So how did you feel about me having this hobby at all, and then your impression of the hobby itself?
I remember just like looking at you, and I don't know if it was happening like in real life, but like my jaw was just like, at least in my head, was just like, what? Because well, I mean, you know, you are super intelligent, you're fun, you're exciting, everything, but at the same time, like you how do I put this?
Ooh, hurt me.
No, well, you just seem a little bit vanilla.
Oh, okay.
As far as like doing something like I wouldn't have expected it. Like I absolutely would not have. And no, I thought it was cool as shit. And I took it as a huge compliment that you were like, you know, yeah, like let's do this. I wanted to do this for a long time. And no, I felt like I felt very privileged that you know were opening up about it, you know, with me and stuff. And you know, like just putting it out there, and yeah, because I could have been like, you know, ew.
Friendship over.
This was so great. It was so nice to meet
One arm hug. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. Put her there.
I left my eggs boiling. Gotta go home.
I totally forgot I was supposed to clip my toenails tonight. So right now, it's very important. But no, I thought it was really, really exciting, and at that point, I had already worked a little bit with, like I said, with the other photographer, as far as some fetish shoots, and honestly, I was a little bit nervous that you were going to expect like a whole lot more like,
ooh, really?
Where's your nipple sort of thing.
Really?
Yeah, I really was. I was really kind of wondering about that. I was like, I'll see how this goes, but I'm watching you. But no, it's been perfect. It's been fun. Like there's so much. Oh my gosh, like like I said earlier, I didn't get to work out at home today, so I got my workout in here. Like I sweated, I burned some calories and everything. So got to slither off the bed a few times. I feel like the shoot isn't complete unless I get to slither off of the bed or the sofa or something.
It's essential, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that particular fetish of like now? I can't remember how in depth I've gone with you, but it's a pretty broad fetish, like just eating or being eaten or watching it happen, whether it's human participants or monsters and humans or humans and humans or animals and animals. Mm-hmm. Genders can be, it could be just about any combination you can imagine. There's a subset for it. Yeah. I know we've mainly dealt with like monsters eating human women, but
yes.
Just what do you think about that? Like, had you ever heard of that before? Or
I actually had. I have known people over the years that that they are very much. The way that it was brought up to me was, as they are fucking it out with someone, they enjoy, the whole eating things off of each other. And it was introduced to me, in that sort of aspect. And the more that I thought about that over the years, I mean, to me, it's things being eaten, whether it's, a person being eaten or even eating food and sharing food. To me, it's a very intimate thing.
Yeah.
They even, they talk about it as being just another way of having intercourse, that like they talk about like serial killers and stuff that have had issues with that over the years, even on that aspect, that, that it's another sort of sexual release for them.
Okay, I think
and so, I don't know, I've literally got goosebumps right now. I think it's a very interesting subject to me. So there's a different kind of intimacy to it.
Yeah.
That's more, it's more in depth, it's more personal than sex.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Most definitely.